What up, everybody? Thank y'all for joining us again on another episode of the Daily Smoke Presents. And today we have some special guests with us, our brothers from BleakHeaven. If y'all remember from a while back on the smoke sessions, we had them join us and they talked about their entire company and just a lot of the different projects they was working on. Well, they got something new that they're coming out with, or that's come out, and they wanted to come back and talk to us and share it with our audience. So hopefully y'all will show them a little bit of love. Make sure you hit that like button and let them know, and leave some comments and let them know what you think about their thing. We are going to put them, their webcomic. We are going to put a link to the webcomic down in the description of the video. So please check them out. And of course, we already have their link to their website up on our website. So if you do want to check out any of their other storylines and things that they're working on, go to www.thedailysmoke.com. And you can find the links to all our partnerships. As a matter of fact, let's pay a few bills here, brother. We got Bangin' 832 Radio. If you want to check out good, honest Houston radio station and you want to be able to check it out from wherever you might be in the country, please check out Bangin' 832 Radio. Bangin'832.com. Please check them out. They put up new episodes of the Daily Smoke every Sunday at 7 p.m. But they do have other content on their website as far as radio stations, music, different interviews, things like that. So please check them out. I think y'all will really enjoy a lot of the things that they have. We also got our sister over at Tamia's Touch of Care Massage Therapy, www.tamiaanderson.com. To get with life, get a massage. So please check her out. She will get your back right. She'll get your neck right. And she also does personal training. So if you're trying to get your workout on, she can help you with your personal training endeavors as well. We also have coming up on September 10th, South Park Coalition 35th Anniversary Concert. Please check that out. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. Pre-sale is $25, VIP is $50, and if you get them at the door, it's $30. Now, they do have a lineup that is incredible for this show. If you down for classic Houston hip hop, this is gonna be the show for you, man. I'm telling you, check out this show. It's gonna be really, really. If you miss it, you're gonna be disappointed. And then, last but not least, please check out our brothers and sisters over at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, the original Buy Black Marketplace. And if you want to sign up to be a vendor, you can go to www.thebuyBlackMarketplace.com. I always have trouble saying that one. Right? But it's every first and third Saturday of the month. So please check them out if you want to support black-owned businesses, or if you're a black-owned business and you're trying to get your name out there. They will help you do just that. And so we plan on doing a lot more with them coming up. So please be sure and check us out. And now, without further ado, I would like to bring on our brothers from BleakHeaven. Thank you for joining us, fellas. If you could, please introduce yourselves to the audience.
Hey everybody, I'm Stanley Bostock. Happy to be back again. Thanks for letting me back after last time.
Well, after the way you behaved last time, we almost didn't.
Well,
and who do we have with us today?
A little bit, or hopefully I can this time.
And who's your partner?
Hi, so I'm Alex. I'm a writer here at BleakHeaven. So
I'm sorry, Alex. If you could you speak up just a little bit for me?
I can. Sorry. The common problem.
Yeah, we always have to tell them.
Well, there's always some.
He says I'm an artist, not a public speaker. Right. But that's okay, man. Glad to have you on. And I know y'all have a new project coming up. Now, first of all, I read the title. And I have to say that I was really intrigued just from the title alone. So if you could tell our audience the name of the book.
Okay, so this new book we have out right now is a webtoon. We will have some print books available as well. It's called Brynoch the Destroyer. And there's actually a fun story behind why we chose that name too. I actually came up with the name over 15 years ago when I was in high school.
Oh wow! Okay.
Kind of just dicking around on the soundstage with my friends, or our theater hall, whatever the at our high school, and we found a program for like elementary school students, and on the list there was a kid named Brynoch. And I'm like, that is not a child's name. That's like an eldritch monster's name. Like, it sounds more like Brynock the Destroyer, and that name just kind of stuck in my mind.
Right. So this is an idea that's been floating around for a few years.
Well, the name has, yeah. The name's been around for a long time. And then it kind of just came up again when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons as a group, basically.
Okay.
So that's where the general concept for the comic book came from. I can't take full credit for all the characters because several friends and I and my wife Cassie was the dungeon master for it as well. And we actually started playing that campaign because Alex didn't come consistently for a while.
Sometimes great things drive out problems.
Yeah.
So okay, we have the name Brynoch the Devil, and what made this come about into an actual story for you guys, since this was something that had been sitting around for a while?
So we saw specifically, it was just something we wanted to do for a long time because the rest of BleakHeaven stuff we want to be more serious, more, I guess, I don't know, more lit. I don't know.
More of a story, right, with like themes that are relevant, and while we won't be shying away from humor, it's not really the main aspect of BleakHeaven.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to kind of run with a little lighter mood, you know? And so that's kind of where Brannock fits in.
Okay. Yeah, we just wanted something with Brynoch to be more lighthearted and fun, kind of get the feeling of hanging out with your friends, going on a little fantasy adventure.
It's
not really anything stressful or, intense that you have to pay attention to. Something just a little bit more laid back.
We definitely need more laid back in these days and times. I mean, dark and edgy is great. Don't get me wrong. I exist on it, but it's sometimes we definitely do need the lighter side of things. And I really got the sense of that when I was going through Brynoch. It was a fun little adventure tale. I was actually, and okay. So do we still have the first image up, B? Okay, so I think we have the promo image up right now. So if you could tell me the names of our team here.
Okay, so first, obviously, is our title character, Brynock the Destroyer, who is the orc in the middle. He's holding aloft Tim, his club, which is so named. And then you have Baisley the human. He's the only regular human on the team.
Okay.
In the party, I guess. He's just a normal human fighter, and he just wants to be a great knight real bad, but he's pretty average. So take the next one.
Yeah, so then we got Bree. So she's kind of our group's healer, right? She's the one that wants to get stuff done, even when everybody else is kind of distracted by all the little side quests that we've got going. So she's kind of there to be the one that brings the team together, you know? Mm-hmm. You got to have that heart.
Yeah, and just the focus and drive. She has that focus and drive that nobody else does. Everybody else is like, yeah, we were on an adventure and whatever. Let's go see what's over here, you know? Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of like fly by the seat of their pants, and she's, okay, we got a goal to accomplish here.
Exactly, yeah.
That's it.
He's like, come on, guys, let's get it together. Stop being stupid for 5 seconds.
Okay.
And then we have our little elf friend, Ben, who has been cursed to be on this adventure. He's, kind of this anti-adventurer, where he's kind of like me and the rest of, or maybe, I don't want to say every reader, but a lot of us readers who are like, yeah, adventures are neat, but I want to stay home and eat cookies, watch Netflix, that sort of thing.
Right. Definitely more comfortable on my couch than in some dark cave.
That's just hard.
So yeah, there's Ben, and then lastly we have Blockus, the pagan god of celibacy. He is the group's wizard.
That's it.
Kind
Okay.
of tags along.
When he first said his name, and I was like, wait a minute, Blockus, the pagan god of celibacy. I was like, wait a minute, what? And
A lot of people, that one gets a lot of people. I love telling people about Blockus, especially just because, like, you have to think about it a little bit. It built up.
man, and he was like, I'm wearing my chastity belt as my father did before me. I was like, wait, what? If he was wearing a chastity belt, how did he father you?
And I think Blockus is one of the most important characters, in my opinion, to the story, just because, I don't know, to me, he's like the boomer of the group, too. Like, he doesn't really understand what's going on. He's just kind of happy to be involved.
Okay. But wait, now you have to explain this ability to be able to summon a virgin for an hour.
Dialogue got added. Some of them had me cry.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. So I gotta say, some of his facial expressions, even without the dialogue, are some of the funniest in the book. At least personally.
Right.
But his eyebrows just kind of going everywhere.
Yeah, his eyebrows aren't really attached. Or his eyebrow, he's a unibrow.
Yeah, I have to say I really did enjoy the art style in this one. Like you said, it captures perfectly the lighthearted tone that y'all were trying to go for, while at the same time being some really cool artwork. You know, I was digging how, like, when the shot where they walk through into the clearing and the giant plant, I forgot the name of it, but the giant plant monster is there.
I think that's what we named her. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like that the style of it, and even the way like you did the second image you sent us, that style of it, you can still see the kind of cartoonishness to it, but it's very cool, very cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with the art. Rufus, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, he developed the art style. He did all the character designs and that sort of thing. So he did a really good job. I think his art style really invokes, for me at least, kind of that old cartoony sort of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Something like Blockus, I feel like they come out of an old Betty Boop cartoon. And some of these other characters feel like they're these kind of, at least for me, nostalgic cartoon characters.
What about that cover? The cover shot.
Oh, the cover shot. Bobby's asking about the cover shot. He really likes that one.
The cover. So this is the cover for our print book.
Okay.
The main joke here is, I'm sure you guys know when you buy a comic book, like Alex Ross did the cover, and then you open it, and it's nothing like the front.
Right.
We just kind of wanted to do an exaggerated joke like that.
So you're gonna lure him in with something that looks like a classic fantasy art. But then it's like this cartoon on the inside.
That's just kind of the joke. I just felt like it added a lot to what the book is, and honestly, I love that image. I think it causes enough intrigue on its own.
Exactly. It was a really cool image. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I kind of want this as a poster.
Yeah.
But yeah,
great.
So okay. So you came up with the idea, or you had the name already, but then you decided to put this down as an actual story this time. So how long did it take y'all to from deciding to do this to having the finished story?
Oh, well, Brynoch's been around for a long time.
Oh, really?
So the first draft I did in 2019, I think.
Wow,
So that's
okay.
The first comic book, I was going to do an issue number 0 because I was in my comic book writing mood, because that's 2019 is when I decided to pursue BleakHaven as a business and get these stories out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been writing like nonstop, and I just thought it would be funny. We had all this kind of Brynoch stuff in the back of my mind. So I wrote it down, and that was kind of their origin. So we've got, Brynoch, Ben, and Baisley kind of start off on this adventure, and then they pick up Bree and Blockus on the way. So that was kind of the start, and then we decided we wanted to pursue this Webtoons competition that was kind of the catalyst for us doing Brynoch and making Brynoch into an actual thing. We wanted to kind of throw our hat in the ring there, and then also get something done. And so as I was thinking about that, and this was about March, is when I was thinking about what story I wanted to write with Blockus. And Alex and I sat down and talked about, like, what do we want to do for Brynoch? What are we going to, pull together? And we kind of decided, I think this was his idea, or I don't remember, but we decided to do sort of an in the middle of their quest adventure. So we just kind of started writing from just a random point on their journey. And then from that, that's where the kind of joke at the beginning where Brynoch like has a flashback. He's like, well, it all started back at the castle.
Yeah.
It immediately gets cut off because it's like, okay,
we're not talking about that part. Yeah. Look, we didn't mean that part. How did we get here?
Exactly. How did we get right here? Not how did we become friends? Not how are we on this adventure? Just because I always thought that was funny how that's a classic storytelling trope I wanted to poke fun at a little bit. It was like, well, it's not really relevant to talk about that at this point in time because we're all tied to birds and stuff.
You can tell somebody who grew up like reading comic books and being a fan of comic books, because when you do it yourself, you're not afraid to make fun of it.
Exactly. And that's really what Brynoch is for, is to kind of let off some steam and make fun of stuff. And I'll give you kind of a snippet of one of the stories we're writing.
Okay.
Because unlike a lot of the BleakHeaven stuff where I have like a lot of input, I have a lot of input, but on the other series we're working on, it's really just kind of one person, like that's their baby more or less, and then they go off and they're working on it, and we all help each other. Okay. But with Brynoch, we all kind of come together and just kind of write stuff. So we're actually writing 3 or 4 episodes as a team, just on the side. So one of the next episodes, we want to kind of poke fun at Disney and Disneyland sort of thing. So
okay.
They're going to be going to Dungeon Land, which is like basically a corporatized Dungeons and Dragons dungeon.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
Yeah, like Ricky Rat as the main figurehead of that and that sort of thing. So we kind of want to just have fun and poke fun at the things we like and see where it goes from there.
All right. See, I know with you guys' sense of humor, that could actually be really funny. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Really looking forward to that. Dang it, I had another question I was going to ask. And
the Stand for the Silent comic.
Oh, that was a good question, Los. I didn't know if you could hear him, but Los asked, how did the Stand for the Silent comic wind up doing for them?
So it is getting close. We've run into some issues with inking on Credence.
Oh wow.
So right now we're kind of just at a pivotal point with, okay, are we gonna keep like the best quality we possibly can, or are we going to potentially sacrifice some of that to get it out sooner? So we're still talking to Kirk and our artists on that just to see how that's going to play out. We're still on track to get that out within the next couple of months, and we're really excited about that too.
Okay.
And we're excited to share that with you guys. We'll send a few issues over when we get that out.
No problem. Looking forward to it. And please, if there's anything we can do to help y'all promote it once it's ready to be put out, let us know. We'll definitely put it up on our social media accounts and everything like that. So hopefully we can help you guys get the word out, man. We really believe in what y'all trying to do. We'd be glad to help in any way we can.
We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're really excited about all the projects we've been able to work on this year. This year's been a big year for us, and we're excited to get Credence out as well as Brynoch and everything. So.
and it's so funny. Ever since the last time we talked, when y'all were on, it's like ever since then I've been seeing Mothmen everywhere. Just
they're all over the
like
place.
every
Mothman is really popular.
yeah, I was like, maybe I just hadn't been paying attention before. I don't know, but it's like every time I'm like scrolling through social media, if I follow different artists and stuff like that, I'm seeing different depictions of Mothmen all over the place.
I
Yeah,
thought about it. I said, I wonder if that's theirs. I said, that don't look like theirs.
right.
I remember. I know I saw this somewhere before. Not now. It was funny to see that. Okay.
But yeah, so you guys have made us aware of the Mothman potentiality. So we're looking out for them now.
Good. There's a lot of conspiracies with Mothman, so you got to be aware of all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I even found out the Mothmen are an SCP in the SCP universe. If you're familiar
I
with that.
didn't know that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, they're interdimensional beings in that storyline. So it's kind of the opposite of what you would think a Mothman is, but it's weird.
It's strange. I'll have to look that up. Really
Trust
cool.
me,
But yeah, we're really excited to get Bert out there and get him stuff. We are planning. We have a big event coming up in September, so we're planning to do sort of, since we don't have the book out yet, we want to do a little art book sort of thing, just kind of a preview.
I guess pieces that some of the artists have been doing. Kind of build the hype for that. So.
Yeah. Because we think it's important to say, yeah, we're still working on it, it's still coming. I think with the Credence, it's taken so long just because we want it to be as good as it possibly is. And I know that perfect is the enemy of done.
right?
But on the other hand, I just want to make sure it's going to get our message across properly, and it's going to build the way it needs to, and land with these kids. So we're just working really hard to make sure it's top-notch quality.
Well, I can honestly tell you from the versions that I read of your stories, from when we did our last interview, you guys are on the right track, man. And if you're improving from what I had the opportunity to read through, then you're going to be putting out a hell of a product, because I mean, your messages are coming through, at least, and these are to my 47-year-old eyes, but your messages are coming through quite clearly, and I think you succeeded at not being like browbeating with the kids as far as like trying to communicate that message. You told it in the story, and you let the story communicate it for you, and I think you guys do a really good job of accomplishing that and telling that in your story. So kudos to y'all, man. The time and attention you take in your writing, it really shows off.
I really appreciate that. Writing is always a big thing for me. I think I talked about this last time.
Yeah.
But that goes back to my main core writing theory, which is there's two sides to every story. There's basically the premise, which is what the book or story or whatever is. I always use Jaws. Like, Jaws is a movie about a giant shark terrorizing a town, and then there's what the movie or book or whatever is actually about, and that's the real human emotions that go behind it.
Right.
And again, with Jaws, that's more like a man trying to find his place in the world, rather than like the shark is just kind of set piece. And I think that's an important thing to remember when writing, because I think it's really easy to get lost in the premise and lose your way as you kind of fiddle around with all that.
Right. Well, if there's any aspiring writers out there who might be watching the show once we put it up, please pay attention to the advice that this man has to give. And if you're interested in seeing some good quality writing, please go and check out the link on our website for BleakHeaven, because I guarantee you will not be disappointed with the stories that they have to tell. And if we could, let's get back to Brynoch, because I think there's a little more that we need to talk about on this story, because like, now you did say that this was in response to a competition. Can you tell me about the competition that this is for?
Yeah, so I think Webtoons has sort of these annual competitions where they're like, we want such and such a comic book or story arc on a web comic.
Right.
And I was not really familiar with Webtoons. My wife is our resident expert on Webtoons.
Okay.
I didn't know much about them before she came along and showed me and everything. But she convinced me, she pushed me really hard. She's like, you got to do Brynoch for this. And the specific competition is called Call to Action. So they wanted an action comic book. So they wanted 60 panels of that kind of showcased an action scene from a webtoon. And so from what I understand, we produced... So 60 panels is worth about 3 episodes of Webtoons, I think. 2 or 3 episodes. I know we produce over 100 because... I said, if I was going to do it, I'm going to go all out. I want to do a full Brynoch story, like an entire episode, what I would consider an episode. And I want to tell the story the way it needs to be. And then when Rufus came to me and he's like, I want to do it, and I want to help you get the contest done and all that stuff, and get more content out for BleakHeaven. But I'm going to have to do it in a more cartoony style so I can, not have to think about it as hard. I'm like, well, then, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to make sure that I get everything I want into this story. So.
Okay. So basically the competition just helped you crystallize the idea that you already had.
Exactly, yeah. So we already had this idea. It just kind of gave us that motivation, that little push to get the book done. And at this point, whether we get anything out of the competition or not is irrelevant to me. I'm just happy that Brynoch exists.
Yes, indeed it does. So it's a really fun story, man. I can't wait. So wait, now you said you had to do you guys did a total of 100 frames for it. So the one the one that's out that I read, how many frames is that? I didn't think to count them.
Yeah, so that would be the entire that's everything we produced for Brynoch so far.
Okay.
Well, we are actually working on the next episode, which is kind of just an interlude episode, so it's going to be a lot shorter than this. Okay. The way I wrote this for this competition was how I write regular comic books. So I usually go, the standard I use for writing comic books is 20 to 30 pages. I usually aim for 25-ish, and then about 5 panels per page. So that's how I wrote it out, and that turns out to be quite a few panels if you don't really pay attention to how you do it. So.
Yeah, you managed to cover quite a bit of ground in that in those few pages, but you got a fun story across. It reminds me of watching Dungeons and Dragons back when I was a kid. In the 80s, there was a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon that used to come on Saturday mornings. So you kind of took me back to my childhood on that one.
Nice. That's great. And that's another thing, like, I just feel like, to me, Dungeons & Dragons is really nostalgic. I didn't get into it until I was already an adult. My wife, then girlfriend, actually got me into it.
Okay.
And then I wrote Alex into it. We started Dungeons & Dragons at the same time.
Yeah.
And just, it quickly became one of my favorite pastimes, just to sit around and play, make these stupid stories up, as you go. And specifically with Brynoch, I wanted to get that feeling. So I'm glad that you felt that way, because that was one of my main goals. Is I want it to feel like, you're sitting around with your friends playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's why we start off with, kind of the bickering, like the where were we last time? How did we end up here? Whose fault is it? That sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And believe it or not, I've never actually played Dungeons and Dragons, like the real versions of it. Like I played video games of Dungeons and Dragons, but never the actual role playing game. Yeah, with the dice and stuff.
Well, it's all good, and it transcends to those other forms of like RPG stuff. I think a lot of inspiration also comes with like video games, like Skyrim and stuff like that. So there's a lot of, it's just kind of like I said, it's kind of stuff I like.
Okay, so wait.
And this is fun because it's like one of those classic barbarian stories. I really like Conan the Barbarian, that sort of thing. So that's another thing I based Brynoch off of.
So wait, I have to draw you off on a tangent now. So so you mentioned video games. So are you guys gamers?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you
when we have time? Yeah.
Right, of course, right. So give me systems and main titles that you're playing right now.
They watch that here.
Well, so you want to go first? Then?
Yeah. So I have recently reinstalled Skyrim.
Okay.
And broken it with way too many mods, as I always do.
Perfect. That's how God intended that game to be.
Extra mods.
All right. So you're a masochist. Okay.
Yeah. But they're not crashing every 15 minutes. Are you really playing?
No, you're not. You're not.
Exactly.
Let's see, gosh, what have I been playing? So when I was playing video games earlier this year, I played mostly on the PlayStation 4. I also have an Xbox, so my wife and I play a lot of Halo together.
Nice.
I did play some Skyrim this year. I've been trying to grind my way to level 80, because I also didn't really get to Skyrim until several years ago, so I've just been kind of leaving it and coming back to the one, playthrough I've been doing. And then this is going to sound lame, but Lego Star Wars is also the new one, is one I've been playing a lot. So
why is that lame? Lego Star Wars, he said.
I got a lot of Lego games.
Why is that lame? Because I'll be honest, I haven't played any of the Lego games, but some of those Lego movies are fun.
They're really difficult.
It's like child-proof locks. You're not really
You know, it's entertaining, if nothing else.
Oh, it's fun. It's a fun, relaxing
Exactly.
game, or I guess series of games. I really like the Lego games.
Yeah.
I'm a big Lego fan in general.
Look, we actually started a new show on our podcast now that we do on Saturdays called Black Hands Arcade, where we play video games.
Nice.
So we're gonna have to have you guys on for like a gaming session at some point.
Oh yeah, that'd be so much fun. I'm terrible at games. Usually the games I play, like I avoid online games as much as possible. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I do play Battlefront online. But I try really hard not to play with other people. But I will make an exception for you guys. I'd love to play some video games.
Hey, sometimes the bad gameplay is some of the best gameplay. But
it's true.
If you want a beautiful game,
look, we recently we're gonna be putting up an episode for this game called Pathless. If you have a chance to look at it, it's on PS. I think it's on PS4 and PS5. I know that for sure. And I think it's a free download, as a matter of fact. But it's called Pathless. Check it out. It's a beautiful game, and it tells an amazing story with almost no dialogue. Like there's very little dialogue in the game. So I think you'll enjoy it.
We'll check it out. I love games like that. I love just the experience kind of game.
Exactly, you know, and that's really what this is, and it makes you think too, because some of the puzzles get challenging, and the boss fights are really nice, really good boss fights.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. It sounds like it would be right up my alley.
Yeah, for real. I'm trying to. Hey, I give credit to my son. One of my youngest son, he's 22. And he introduced me to it, and I was like, "Oh man, this game is awesome." So yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I'll check that out.
But okay, so at this point, because I know we're gonna have to wrap up here soon, I just wanted to ask, as far as Brynoch, and I know if trust me, when you get the chance to click on the link in the description of this video, folks, you're gonna be thoroughly entertained by this story. So please do that. But is there anything you want us to know about? Anything you wanted to say specifically about it? Is there any final words before we wrap up here, guys?
No, I think that's about it. Brynoch is just one click away. It's not like our other books where you have to order it and wait forever, or go to a convention we're at and kind of look at it, you can click the link and scroll through it right now and see if you like it.
It's everyone's favorite price. Ooh.
And we just love any support. If you like the stories, just let us know about it. I love getting your guys' opinion. I love getting anybody who just comes through. I love reading the comments on any of this stuff we make. So, and I'm really excited to make more. And if you guys or any of your listeners are going to be in Salt Lake, I don't know, in September, late September
to the 24th.
Yeah, Fanex is our big event. That's used to be Salt Lake Comic Con. That's the biggest convention in the area. We'll have a decent sized booth there, and we will be selling the exclusive Brynoch the Destroyer with that cover image there.
Okay.
That's going to be the number one. So we're going to be selling that there. We're also going to be selling Brynoch the Destroyer Dungeons & Dragons D20s with custom images on all of the faces. So those will be a lot of fun. And we'll have some other general Brannock and BleakHaven merch. So.
Nice. Okay. Man, I wish I could go. I'd love to see it.
A little package.
That would be so cool, man. If y'all do, if y'all do, great. We would definitely appreciate it. Look, you should go back and watch one of our episodes. We had a young lady on who drew her own comic book, but it was a lot different from yours.
Very different.
It was very much an adult graphic novel, basically. So yeah, it was really interesting. The title was called Kinky Tales.
Okay.
So yeah, it was quite a different type of story, but who knows? Y'all might want to go back and watch that episode and see if it's something you're interested in.
We'll take a look. We'll see if it's got crossover potential.
It gives a whole new meaning to Brynoch the Destroyer.
There you go.
Hey guys, but I really do appreciate y'all for not only thinking about us when y'all got this new project ready to come out and wanted to get the word out. I really appreciate y'all thinking about us and coming back on to share it with us and our viewers, man. Thank you. And like I said before, as far as we're concerned, you guys are family now. This is y'all second time being on the show with us. We of course going to welcome you back anytime you want to come on. So please don't hesitate to reach out.
Don't worry, we'll come back as many times.
Of course, you're welcome to come on my arcade.
Yeah, we're gonna have to let y'all know when we're ready to get some gaming done. We'll have to discuss what we play.
Just remember to make sure you bring some quarters, and there's an 8-drink minimum.
Bobby does believe in drunk gaming. Okay.
I didn't say you have to drink. It's an 8-drink minimum. 8 drink.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Technicalities. But thank you guys for joining us once again, man. We're really glad to have y'all back on the Daily Smoke, man. Y'all are, family to us, and I'm so glad that we're able to spread the word about a quality opportunity for people who like webcomics and like the webtoon kind of format. And even if you don't, this could be your introduction to this kind of art form and being able to consume comics and things this way. Like you said, a lot of people are just not aware of it, so this could be a good introduction for some people. So please go and check it out and leave a comment when you do read it. Let them know what you think about it. Appreciate the feedback, honest feedback. Don't be an ass, but leave some honest feedback if you got something negative to say. So please do that. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, we're glad to have you with us. I'm your boy, Brother Jam, with the Daily Smoke Presents, and this has been Brynock the Destroyer with the guys from BleakHaven, and thank y'all again for joining us on the Daily Smoke. We are out. Peace.